What could they do? I mean, are there these, Chinese control or Chinese businesses along the canal, very large ones that could easily be turned into military facilities? Do they have to get rid of them? Do they have to, what are the kinds of things we could ask for that would satisfy us?
Hong Kong-based companies having control over the entry and exit points of the canal is completely unacceptable. That cannot continue because of the China. And if there's a conflict and China tells them, do everything you can to obstruct the canal so that the U.S. can't engage in trade and commerce, so that the U.S. military and naval fleet cannot get to the Indo-Pacific fast enough, they would have to do it. They would have to do it, and they would do it. And now we would have a major problem on our hands. That's number one. Number two, we have to talk about the fact that we built this thing. We paid for it. Thousands of people died doing this, Americans. And somehow our naval vessels who go through there and American shipping that goes through there pays rates, some cases higher than other countries are paying, or for example, a vessel from China. That's also not acceptable. It was a terrible deal when it was made. It should never have been allowed. They're going to tell you that it's set by an independent administrative entity and not the government. That's their internal problem. They'll have to figure that out. But we should not be in a position of having to pay more than other countries. In fact, we should be getting a discount or maybe for free because we paid for the thing.
There too, like you mentioned with Colombia, is there a risk if we play too hardball, we drive them into the arms of the Chinese?
Well, I would argue that the canal's already in the arms of the Chinese. So, I mean, that's one aspect I would say. And we can't operate that way. Like, we can't operate in the world saying, well, we can't defend our national interest because if not, these countries will turn to China against us. I mean, we wouldn't allow that to happen. It would be against our national interests. So, but that said, I hope we don't get to that point, right? We have on so many topics, have a very good working relationship with Panama and with their government. And I want that to continue, but we have a core national interest that's at stake. They should understand that. And I think that they will understand that, and it needs to be addressed. And we'll do that. We'll do it in the right forum. We'll do it appropriately. We're not here to embarrass anyone or cause internal friction or problems for them. But I can assure you if it was the other way around, and that was a canal that the Chinese had built, they would be very forceful about it. So we can no longer operate in the world with two hands tied behind our back.